Lobby's finally up. Looks like we will be jumping in shortly.
Good.
Now, yeah, so I think I would love to see more Persian shenanigans, but I don't think we will see Persian shenanigans, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the Persian shenanigans depends on how Gballah Slothyy are comfortable with a Persian douche, especially on a map like Socotra. Yeah, I think the biggest adjustment here will say, let's say Floki and Ragnarok take game one, right, and they go on to then Gballah Slothyy is like, okay, we got Team Islands, and then I think that's the worry, right? Like, what do you play on
Yeah.
Team Islands, right?
Feudal early castle is where they're really going to shine. Late castle to imperial, I think the Spanish and Magyars are going to start doing really, really well.
Yeah.
You know,
And we're in here.
Yep. And this is the kind of, European history that I really, really like. I too remember the time the Spanish and the Magyars teamed up to fight the Cumans and the Incas. Man, this is some fucked up history.
Well, I mean, we do have something accurate, right? The Spanish versus the Incas, right? In that Age of Exploration period, right? So we do have that going on.
Who won that fight? Oh,
Pizarro.
Yes. Maybe Gballah doesn't want this to go the way history does. On one hand, I gotta like Gballah going with the teal color. I really like that. It's an interesting choice. Teal's kind of a great color because it really stands out. It's nice to look at. But on the other hand, it's really easy to spot on the map, right? Your opponents know you're coming when you're playing teal.
Yep. Pretty standard stuff across the board. It looks like, right? This happening. The 6 on the sheep, going on wood already. Right, by most players. No, Slothyy has one adjustment. He has 7 on sheep first, and then he's doing the wood. So
okay, interesting. So maybe a fast feudal, so he gets Foki, that lumber camp. I think he could have placed it like one tile more. It'd be slightly more efficient, but just nitpicking here. And then same thing. Oh, Gballah and Slothyy are gonna be cutting towards each other, but they are on the same team, so I guess there's no risk there. Floki is cutting towards Slothyy, so who knows? Maybe at the late game, like onagers might be coming through. I'd be kind of interested to see that. So I think maybe Slothyy with the 7 on sheep is maybe he's just trying to get to feudal fast, like the fastest feudal he can. You know?
Probably. Yeah, most likely. And they also have aggressive scouting already, right? So here we have Slothyy. He's already near Floki's base, and I think Gaballah's going to send his eagle too. So what they can do here is a 2v1 on Floki scout, right?
Yeah, that's true, but he has to get kind of like a little pinned here because I mean, yeah, the Eagle Warrior's strong, but it can't catch up. I mean, as long as Slothyy starts to fight, I guess like it'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would try to kill the scout if I can.
Yep. Yeah, it's just something to be aware about. I think Floki needs to try to guard his scout. I think he might be auto scouting here because he's checking the corner of the map.
And Slothyy, by the way, has only dropped 3 on wood, so I actually think that is what he's doing. I think he's going to try to go for a pretty fast feudal, get the second TC, and I think he is going to do a 2 TC boom here. So he's just going for it heavy on food, just enough wood to keep houses up and to keep the buildings required to go up in age. So I don't think he's going to drop a barracks. I don't think he's going to drop a barracks at all. The only question is, will he have enough wood to drop a second TC that early? If he does, and he doesn't get harassed, it will pay off massively for him.
Yeah. I mean, Slothyy is technically more famous for his booming style in this team matchup. Although yesterday, I think because of the situation around, he ended up having to play a little bit more aggressive, right? Building units earlier, right, in order to protect Gballah, who was
he was kind of
by Hatbe and Lormatute.
Hatbe and Lormatute played a level of aggression that I don't think they were perfectly ready for. Also, another thing, so Gaballah's mill, he could have placed it in literally the perfect spot. So I don't know if you guys watched the Fear the Law video, but berries are picked fastest when there's one empty space between the mill and the berries. That's when you get the fastest rate, actually. So he could have had a perfect L shape, but he just decided no. That's nitpicking. It doesn't really matter. Slothyy gonna pull in his second board. Man has quite a bit of food in the bank. Gballah hasn't put onto stone or anything yet, but he is sending a villager forward. So I do think we're going to see what I called earlier, that Inca's aggression, or he may just be full walling. That's also another possibility.
Yeah, to me it looks like it's a full wall. Okay, because they're houses, right? So
Oh, and does he have loom? Because here comes a wolf. Okay, he will defeat the wolf.
yeah, yep, and there it is. As you said, right? Slothyy here already clicked feudal in 7 minutes and 50 seconds. So
yeah, and on only 20, so he'll be the first there, and it's just so he gets that second TC up. I think he will have enough food to go up. Not enough food. He will have enough wood to build a second TC, but just barely. Actually, no, not just barely. He'll definitely have enough. The question then is, will he have enough food to pump out on 2 TCs right?
Yeah.
It does look like Gballah is just building a wall. I don't know if doing it with houses is worth it. Incas get twice the population space from houses, right?
yes,
And it's just houses are less efficient than Palisade, and they go down faster actually than Palisade for the amount of resources and space they take up. Like -2 armor means that, I don't know. I think it's kind of strange he wouldn't just use Palisade wall for this.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like, here's another wall coming down from also Slothyy here. So they're going to play kind of defensive here. I think it's fine. I mean, you're the Kumans. You want to get that boom going, right? So, unfortunately, Foki wasn't paying attention to his scout because he could have stopped. He could have harassed the villager just a little bit.
True. I think, though, that... So I think it's kind of mixed. Yeah, so we're already getting the second TC from
there it is.
Slothyy, and he does have 400 food in the bank, so he will at least get double vills for a while. He's probably gonna want to grab like all his eco-techs pretty quick, so that way he can start dropping farms and have them be as efficient as possible. They're committing a lot of resources to this sort of defensive play, right? So what they're gonna need to do is probably encapsulate, start putting aggression on, because the Spanish and Magyars, like I said, like when it comes to the late game, they're going to be very strong. So it's going to be all about that timing here, like the perfect, when you're going to be going up, when you're going to be dropping aggression. Floki is the last one to go up. Probably is going to be going a fast castle.
Yeah.
He's got 23 vills.
He's already on farms.
Yeah, I don't know if that's enough for fast castle. And he didn't get his deer. He doesn't have the food. He doesn't have the food to click up, even counting for villagers. So I don't think he'll be fast castle.
It's not going to be fast enough. Yeah.
Right. So that's actually kind of, in my opinion, puts Slothyy in a really good position here, actually.
Yeah.
Because he's already got a boom going, and you do not. Yeah. And you're not putting aggression on him either. So you're not really generating an advantage over him right now.
Yeah.
So I think Slothyy really got what he wanted here.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. We have 2 pikes out from Gballah just to protect the villager from any possible scout rush. So that's a very good preemptive move. He is picking up his deer too. He built a mill outside to get it. And both Ragnarok and Floki are just going to forego their deer, and they're going to go farms here and do their best.
My only thing is, I think Gaballah's, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's going to be 13 houses of worth of wood. Yeah, he's got to be he's probably going to be because it's Inca houses. Yeah, he has a pop cap of 165 already. So at least he doesn't have to worry for houses for a while, but it's a lot of resources in the early game to commit to a wall of houses,
Yep.
You could have just put, you have villager on stone. At this point, you could have just stonewalled.
Yeah, you could have put a palisade of wood, then a stone wall behind. Yep.
It just feels like a little bit too much, It's a lot of resources to commit to this.
Right. You can see that it's affecting his farms, right? He doesn't have as much farms as everyone else.
And the other thing, though, is that, you have the 2 TC, so you're going to want to go aggro, right? So the question is, are you guys going to be building military before Floki and Ragnarok pull ahead by going straight into a fast castle? Slothy's going to, because he's building from 2 TCs, he's going to take a little bit longer to get to castle, most likely, compared to someone who's going fast castle.
Right. But if it were really a fast castle, we would already expect to click up by now, right? At 15. So
Yeah, but
we're
I
a
mean,
little slow.
That's true, but Ragnarok's not too far from it. He's dropping the stable. He's at 600 through 200 gold, so he will be able to, like, once Wheelbarrow's done researching, he only needs to wait, like, 100 more food. I mean, probably he doesn't want to stop, but he's gonna... I actually think Ragnarok's in a pretty good position. The only good thing, though, is that because Gballah is so heavily walled already, Ragnarok can't just go and drop a castle on him, you know?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it is good, but the point is that Gballah is going to be out ecoed, I think, pretty hard here by Ragnarok. Slothyy is going to have a better eco, but is he going to... He's looking to go full defense also. Your better eco, are you going to translate that into a Castle Age push? You know, yeah, and Ragnarok is clicked up to Castle, so...
Yep. There's the expected click. And you know what? I think if he doesn't get a stone wall behind these houses, honestly, the knights are going to eat through those houses. Right?
That's true, and especially like if you don't click up to castle, they still have minus armor. Like even militia will go through those houses way quicker than you'd think. And yeah, you can have one villager repair forever, right? But it's like I said. So normally it's a 1-to-1 on feudal age. Like 3 man-at-arms attacking a feudal age house is the equivalent of idling 2 villagers, right? And it's not too bad, you know, like you idle villagers all the time to repair, but the problem is that Foki's trying to scout. He's trying to find you know what I was wondering if he's going to cut down that tree and make a secret passageway through, and I think that's what he's going to do. Oh no, I know he's not. You know, like cut a tree, place a palisade, cut a tree, place a palisade. But it looks like he's just trying to scout, trying to find a way through, and he's not going to find one. But yeah, now, you know, Ragnarok first to Castle Age. Gballah is not clicked up yet. Slothyy has the resources for it, actually. He could click up, and he just does.
There it is.
So, yeah, Slothyy will be behind. Well, not right behind. But Foki is going to get to Castle Age first. So, the military is going to come out faster for Foki and Ragnarok. I do still like Slothyy's position. The one whose position I'm a little worried about is Gballah instead of Slothyy's is the issue here. Like Slothyy has a great eco, you know, even with the slower click up to castle, right? Like it's gonna take some time for Foki to go through those walls, and he'll see him coming, and then he already has 2 TCs with a bunch of vills, so he'll be ahead. The big problem is Gballah is gonna be behind probably for a while. He did click, but I mean, he's halfway, and so he's got at least like a minute or 2 before he clicks up. Ragnarok probably going to drop in their TC. He already has. And Floki's probably going to follow up, right? So, and looks like, here comes a siege workshop. And all those houses will probably go down like paper, honestly. A single battering ram, and they're all dead.
Yep, a single battering ram, a good mangonel to clear out the spears too. He drops a house, so he's building something. Yeah, so he's probably doing some more reinforcement. Ragnarok getting a little bit farmed, but it's okay. He replants them right away. Villager does spot the siege workshop, and he's building a house in front. Probably going to build a stone wall in front of the houses is the plan here. Yeah, it would be good if Ragnarok sees this, because he has the scout on this side and the villagers on the enemy side, right, unprotected. Yeah, but so... and I do really like though that he's going 2 TC so far instead of 3. Usually the problem is there. Yep, there it is. There it is. When he built 3, and here comes a battering ram. Yeah, and so he can lose that villager, so no more walls. Battering ram is going to tear down walls pretty quick, and then, you know, I mean, Gballah has 2 spears, so he can't just, like, run knights or the battering ram through, so he will be able to see a villager push coming, but here it comes anyway. Yep. Ooh. Yep, so... Yeah, here's a castle. Yep, El Clasico. Oh, interesting. That is not the castle placement I expected, but it's actually a pretty good castle placement. Like, think of, you know, these barracks, these market, like, how much wood is being thrown away here? There's 350 in the barracks, another 425 when you 525 when you factor in the market, and then we said before, like, you know, 20 houses times 25 is another 400 wood. It's 1,000 resources in wood that's just going to be thrown away, essentially. And the problem is, if the market here, right? If you lose this market here, he doesn't have one in his base. So if he needs to use the market to readjust resources, he's boned, right?
Right. He will need to build another.
All right.
He basically will need to build something else.
Yeah, some
Villagers
step
gonna
lancers are
garrison.
coming out for Slothyy to
Yeah,
reinforce, to halt the push a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. I think those buildings are, for the most part, toast. I don't think Ragnarok even needs to idle villagers into his castle just to do the extra damage. I think he could just like take him back and do eco, or you know, start working on getting some stone to get another castle up in the future. But yeah, looks like. I mean, even if this doesn't stop Gballah's anything, right? It's a lot of resources to commit just to have it all kind of lost.
Yeah.
So I think Ragnarok actually kind of did the right play here.
Yeah.
You know, just going full ham. And he's not keeping those villagers idle anymore. He's going to go ahead and put them on a lumber camp. He's at 2 TC at home.
3 TC, actually.
3 TC. Wait, where's the third one?
Yeah,
Oh, my bad. I don't know how to count. Yeah, Foki's at 2, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Slothyy at 2, also fine. And Gballah did drop onto 3 TC, so he's at least hoping that things go slow enough. But
here comes a defensive castle from Slothyy, right? Here's
Yeah,
to check the aggression to stop the push.
And it's definitely needed. The Conquistadors are going to deny Eagles from coming out of there, which I think is good. And Gballah is 3 TC booming. The problem is that if you're 3 TC booming, you usually are going to struggle to have the resources to keep military out, right? And so it's really a race against time when you're 3 TC boom, right? Because if you get villagers and those villagers start paying off, it's really good for you, right? But in the meantime, you don't have the ability to fight your opponents, like, right? So Slothyy's kind of covering for that. You know, he's already boomed to the 2 TC, so that is a good thing. Their timing's worked out really well. And Foki gonna drop a castle on Slothyy's forward wall. I actually don't like this castle because it's downhill from another hill. So if Slothyy builds a castle, he has an advantage, and he does hit the Imperial Age first. So that boom from the Cumin boom is paying off. The Cumin boom is going to be huge here, I think.
Right. Yep. Exactly. Yep. Yep. The trebuchet is already coming out from Slothyy here. So yeah, great. Good eco, right? Especially with that feudal.
Yeah, it's the power of the Cumin boom, and you can see his score is just rocketed. This has been definitely the pick to go this game. He made the right calls here, actually. Honestly, good stuff by Slothyy. Good strategy for sure. Gballah is still lagging a lot behind the game, and it looks like they're about to cut through to each other. So I'd say maybe they could do some trade, but I was like, they don't really have good trade positions right now.
Yeah, so I think here's a point in the game where I think either Ragnarok or Slothyy is going to have to readjust and go into the Imperial Age, right, to match that trebuchet, because what you really need are hand cannoneers, right?
Right. Man, that is a good amount of army from Slothyy. The problem is you cannot lose. You have to be careful with these Conquistadors. They are good, but you cannot lose them. You know, Conquistadors are powerful when they're masked. When you have only a few of them, they do essentially nothing.
Yeah, here's going to come down to a great micro game, right? You're going to have to micro out the Eagles, right?
This looks like a bad fight for Gballah. Oh, he does lose one Conquistador. He kind of sacrificed one Conquistador, but in exchange he gets a bunch of Eagles for that, so this looks like it's a good fight, actually, for Ragnarok. He just clears up Gballah's army.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah. And now we see Foki is going on to Slothyy, so he's trying to get through here as well.
Yeah. This is gonna distract, right? This is gonna distract the micro from the trebuchet push, right? Because the knights now, he has to look at his base, right? He can't pay attention to his trebuchet as much, right? He's got the skirmishers out to deal with conquistadors, but I mean, looks like the knights are gonna break through here.
Yeah, they're about to go in.
If he doesn't do something, they're going through.
Yeah, if those knights go in, it will be very difficult for Slothyy, because like your eco league's not going to matter very much if they're all dead. And the same thing like Gballah. So this is the problem. Like that 3 TC, it's great that you're getting more resources. It's not great if you're spending more resources though.
Yeah. And here's the rest. All right, here's the idle time coming now.
Yep.
Oh, the camels are coming out. That's a good response.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good by Foki. He's going to preserve his troops, and this is what you need to do. Actually, I would just pull them out at this point. You did what you wanted, right? You're forcing a third defensive castle from them.
Right, but this is really bad for Gballah also on the west side. So not only is that going on there, though, Gballah just got denied a castle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
and
scary.
he almost, yeah, and Floki is he's not even playing to like fight. He's just playing to run around and kill like a few villagers here and there. Whether that's worth it or not really kind of depends on how good your eco is. But I mean, you know, Spanish and Magyar, they're happy to go in the late game because you know they are happy to sacrifice a bunch of units. Now they do need to be careful. Slothyy does have a huge army. He could zoom through here. He'll lose units to the castle, obviously, but he could zoom through here, make them go into his base, right, really quickly. Oh man, and losing that castle from Gballah is just not a good feel. Yeah, Gballah is gonna drop his 4th TC though.
We see barracks coming out from Floki, and that's a response primarily to this heavily cavalry army, right?
Yeah.
He needs to get those barracks up. I hope he doesn't he loses the villagers. Oh yeah.
Honestly, I think he's gonna lose them. He's gonna lose all of them.
Yep.
I think though, if he just like put Stonewall, he'd be in a good spot. But Slothyy losing a bunch of villagers on the front, these conquistadors are putting in work. Oh my gosh, they're so annoying. Gballah gonna get a second castle up, but this second castle for me isn't really doing much more that the first castle wasn't accomplishing already. Right? I guess it is extra security for the side push, so you're just kind of trusting that Slothyy will get damage on this right side, so it's not a bad idea, that extra security. Slothyy will be blocked from sending more cavalry in, but he's already got a bunch going in here, so it's really up to Floki to defend as well.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Ragnarok is about to drop a 4 castle.
He needs to wall. He needs to wall. He needs to house wall fast.
He's paying attention to too many places at once. He's just going to lose that
not in time. Not fast enough.
Oh my gosh. Is he going to get all the house walls? Oh my gosh, he's going to get them all. He saves all of his gold. He garrisons his village in time. Oh, he used a town bell, so he's unfortunately idling all of his eco. But it's okay. I think he's going to I think it's going to turn out okay for him.
Yeah, he might lose his wood line here.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I mean, it's not the damage you were expecting with all that cavalry coming
through. Yeah, so far, he didn't get one yet.
Yeah, that's actually not a good trade, actually, I think.
Yeah, here. I think he's gonna get like 2-3 villagers, but he lost his army for what, 3 villagers?
Yeah, and Ragnarok did get a castle denied, but it got denied because it got trebbed down or whatever, so that's a little unfortunate, but I think that they're gonna be okay with that, especially considering this. Like, he could even unring the town bell, honestly, at this point. I mean, the 2 pikes here will mop these guys up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just great stuff. Honestly, Floki's quick house rolling was very, very strong here.
Yeah.
Like, that response was great. Okay, Gballah and Slothyy, this is going to be an important fight. They're going to try to deny this castle from Slothyy. There is a lot of conquistadors, though. The villagers are very badly positioned, though, and the trebuchets will probably deny this castle, actually. Because the conquistadors are not going to mop up this army. The villagers are going to die.
Yeah.
But I think, though, that at the end of the day, it's... I think maybe he will get the castle. Who knows?
I don't think he gets the castle up. Oh, maybe he does. He has 4 more coming from the back. I can't
tell, you know. But if he does get it, it's going to be with like nearly no resources. Okay, he's sort of going forward. He has villagers repairing now. Man, dude, these conquistadors have put sword. Oh my gosh! So he gets it up, but it's already nearly gone.
He needs to get to those traps.
Oh man, who really won this trade? I mean, you lost 650 resources in a castle, so that's good. But the conquistadors have killed how many units now? You know, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, skirms, though, great choice, honestly, by Slothyy to try and stop these conquistadors. But, you know, even then, like, I'm not sure. Like, conquistadors are very good. And we have stables from Ragnarok coming out, which means we're going to see Spanish knights. So conquistadors and knights, very hard team comp to deal with.
Yes.
It is very expensive, though. It is double gold units.
Yes.
Right, but if they get that trade down, right, they are going to have gold, right?
Yeah.
The big thing that's going on, though, is that Floki seems to have stalled out a little bit. There's not really aggression coming from him.
Yeah, well...
He's just kind of, like, walling and stuff. So even though Gballah hasn't been in the best of spot, I mean, neither really has Floki yet.
Yeah, so, yeah, there was the... Yeah, I mean, he lost that castle. The trebuchets are being painted in his a-hole, right? So he has, like, 4 or 5 barracks, right? He needs to get more pikes out. It's just that the trebuchets are hard to deal with because they're so close to the castle every time. But if the pikes are able to clear out the cavalry and then go on the trebs, he should be able to be fine. He's going to lose a villager here. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and I think it was really punishing of I think a big problem here is Ragnarok losing those 2 castles in a row, like really
Yeah.
slowed down his push. Now these pikes will probably take these trebs on the right side, or at least, I don't know, but I think Slothyy may actually just end up steamrolling on this game just on himself alone.
Yeah.
He has more military than basically like everyone else combined at this point. Pikes coming out from Magyars, but Foki has nothing to defend himself on this side, really.
Yeah, once they're cleared, right? And
Yeah.
here come the Kipchaks. So
Right.
he's gonna have
If he
to
wants-
find an answer. He's gonna have to build
Yeah.
more military.
And how did he lose that? How did he lose that first castle on the right side?
Slothyy trebucheted it. So
Oh, okay. Man, dude, Slothyy is basically like kind of putting in a lot of work. All right, Ragnarok with a strong army on this right side, mix of Hussar and Conquistador is probably going to be able to take most of these skirms out.
Yeah.
The good thing is, you don't care if the Hussars are dying, like, that's kind of their job. The big thing though is you don't want to take too many skirms. They do bonus damage against Conquistadors, but, in big enough mass, will Floki get this second castle up on time, and will it even matter? Slothyy has so much military coming forward.
yeah,
Just
he needs to
how
start
did this-
queuing. He needs to queue army.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Slothyy is winning both sides kind of at the same time. Yeah,
Yep.
he needs to queue army, but he can't queue them forward like that. He needs to. Oh,
Yeah,
man,
he
this
needs
is
to
looking
amass
really
them,
bad.
right? He needs to re-queue, amass them again. The problem is that Floki's still stuck in the Castle Age, right? Where everyone else is on the in the Imperial Age. So
Right.
gonna-
And this is one of those things. Look at his resources though. 7,000 wood, 1,700 gold. Just shift, click your wood away a few times. Click up to Imperial.
yes, yep. Click into
Yeah.
Imperial. Get trash units out.
If you watch pro players, they use the market all the time. Like, it's good market use is really important. So like, it's kind of a shame. He really should be, and he's not building villagers right now anyway. So shift click, sell a bunch of wood, get a bunch of food. You have 2,000 gold. You should never have 2,000 gold and not have
Right.
military out. So I think this is similar to the Hot Fist situation. He's gonna start repairing his castle, but he doesn't have stone to repair it. And I think this push is not gonna be easily stopped at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's the problem. It's just too many floating resources and not going to something. And Slothyy, it just boomed super hard. It's just great stuff by him, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
now
push,
Gballah. Oh,
and
go
the
ahead.
push in the push by Ragnarok is just stalling. It's like stalemated, right? While
Yeah.
the push is going super well for Slothyy here, right? So yeah, it's looking grim for Ragnarok Floki
Right.
here, but maybe they can
Yep.
pull it out.
Yep, and I gotta wonder where's Floki's attention to right now. Probably because I don't see how he stops this. He doesn't have the resource. He needs to. He has too much food, wood. He really should just sell it to build anything. Build like 4 stables and queue up knights. Like
Oh, he gets
anything.
one tread with a knight.
Yeah, but I think Slothyy is just gonna bulldoze through here. He's dropping another castle. Slothyy has more castles than Floki has town centers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Floki had a bunch of idols. He has a bunch of resources just kind of floating, but nothing to do with them. And I think that's going to be it for Floki. I think he's going to be forced out of the game here. I think
Yeah.
they had a good strategy going, and I
Mhm.
actually think that they had. I think they had the better. I think they had a good strat, good civ picks. It's unfortunate that they get. I mean, Kumans on this map are very strong, but I still think they had a good strategy. I think they definitely could have won. I just think Slothyy and Gballah just played.
Very well.
They just played better.
Yeah.
Right.
There's the GG called. So yes, congratulations to Gballah and Slothyy for taking game 1. We'll see how Floki and Ragnarok adjust for game 2. Yeah, I think just some minor adjustments here would have helped against the eastern side push, right, by Slothyy. And I think also by Ragnarok, if he got bombard cannons, he could have gotten those trebuchets out earlier. So we'll see.
Yep. And
It
we're
looks
going to
like
be
they're
going.
still playing this through. They called it GG. No one has
Oh, well,
resigned yet.
Well, so they actually already have the next lobby up, though.
Okay, so it's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Oh, I guess, yeah, we probably should watch it to the end, though.
So, yeah, here's the rating. They managed to break through. right? So they're gonna raid the econ of Ragnarok here.
I saw the GG and I left the game because it's like,
yeah.
what's the point? They're about to start the next one, probably. But I mean, like, obviously, like, watch it through to the end. But
Right.
I mean,
there it is. Ragnarok calls the GG also, and there we go. I think it's gonna come through. His eco's being raided, and yep, that's it. We're gonna go to a game 2.
I think that for civs on Arabia, I mean, you gotta go Mongols.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah,
go Mongols.
Here, you gotta go Mongols here. You compare that super well with the French here. I think that would be one heck of a combo. Even the Lithuanians here would be a great pickup to play here on Arabia. So, any 3 of those civilizations. What would you play if you were Gballah and Slothyy? I'm thinking something like maybe the Bulgarians for a man and Martin Rush and the Portuguese, right?
I feel like I kind of want the Bulgarians to be kept because they get the free man-at-arms upgrade. I kind of would try to keep them for Socotra.
Okay, yeah, fair.
I think it's kind of interesting because I don't think Gballah and Slothyy have as traditional Arabia Civ, so I'm actually not sure what they'll go here. Malians are an option, but they're more like an infantry Civ.
Loading in.
All right.
Speeding up to live. I'm at 15 seconds here. All right.
Yeah,
so
same.
Okay, so let's look at the map, right? Ragnarok. I mean, Foki here in the green. He has 2 wood lines, one to the side, to his back, and then very far forward wood lines.
Yep.
Those are going to be impossible to even use, I think, in this game.
Dude, Floki's base, first off, it's like he really only has 2 wood lines.
Yeah.
His base is, this is, it wouldn't be surprising to see a recalled, like, if he wanted to, he might use his here, because it's just, it looks very hard to defend. Now, granted, Gaballah's is also kind of hard to defend, but he at least has, like, 3 wood lines close. It seems like Floki doesn't have a 3rd wood line, which is very strange.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very open map, okay?
Yeah.
I would say, right? Even Slothyy's map is weird. His forward wood line is so far out, right? And look, here's another thing, right? Most of the gold for gold, 1 big gold pile, 2 stone piles, and another gold pile, all forward for Slothyy, right? So, you know, a forward castle drop would be so punishing.
Right, and on top of that, if you look, there is a castle, there is a hill right there, but it's only in range of the gold. But if Floki can come up and he can get actually, where the left gold pile is, he gets a castle there. He denies all 3 of those, and he threatens the other gold pile.
Right.
Yeah, that gold pile, I mean, in the front of Sloppy's base, that one, the 7th, that one sucks because it's forward, but it's at least close to TC and there's not a hill next to it, so you're not going to really, I mean, you might still see a castle drop there, but it's not as bad that there's not a hill in front of it, you know? Ragnarok's gold kind of in a much better position.
Yeah, the biggest pile's in the back, right?
Yeah, so the biggest pile is down. Gballah also has a problem of his biggest gold pile is forward, but it's still close to TC. But there is a hill, so you know, worst case scenario is Ragnarok drops the castle on that hill and it reaches the gold, and then it's like, it's gonna take forever to deal with this.
Right. Yeah.
I always find it funny.
Oh no, the board lure stopped. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, you're talking about for Floki?
For Gballah. Same for Floki?
It also stopped for Floki, yeah.
Oh no.
So Floki's got some idols going on right now. And he's gonna TC. Oh no! Floki just TC killed his own boar.
Oh no, that's so unfortunate. Oh no.
Oh, well, okay. This is actually... And he doesn't... I don't think he sees where the other boar is because he's not luring it. Fog of War on. No, he knows where it is, so why isn't he getting it?
I don't know. I think he's gonna go, bat. Bad.
Just saying bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This is not good. He should lure that next boar, though. Man, I saw the TC hit the boar the first time, and then I was like, okay, like, he's got to get his villagers ejected out now, and then he didn't, and I was like, oh gosh. And he had sent a villager out to get his last turkey, so he's very behind. He should send a villager out to get that last boar, and that will at least give him food for there. But right now he's in a very bad spot, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and
then
Slothyy is already queuing up, building the barracks.
Does his duck get into the TC in time?
Yeah, okay, he will lure his next boar, though, so he has food, he's just missing 340 of it.
Yeah. Ooh, saved by the bell, right? So the scout didn't see the ducks come through, and it didn't see the villager pull the boar. He had the opportunity to do it.
Yep.
All right, there we go. He got the boar this time. Great. Excellent.
Okay. Yeah, but overall, I mean, he has recovered well, you know, he got some wood, he dropped the farm, so his TC's been queuing the entire time, so no idle time, so he won't be suffering forever for this, but the question is he going to be able to respond to the Malian push from Slothyy?
Yep, the militias are coming out, yep.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be a drush or if he'll wait till feudal, but I mean, he's already at 21 vills, and he hasn't clicked up. He doesn't have the food to click up, so I don't think he's gonna do. He has some idols on his berries because villager pathing is stupid. Yeah, okay, it's a drush, not a rush. Well, I mean, it's a drush, not a man-at-arms. So he's doing the double man-at-arms. Foki with some idols on his wood line. Kind of unfortunate because he needs his wood line working because he has to go to farms early.
Right.
And this drush is going to slow him down.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I actually think this is going to end. This is not going to be great. Oh, and Slothyy does take one of the turkeys away. Oh, no. It's back.
It's back. He managed to get him back, but he needs to react to this, right? He needs to...
Yeah, here comes a drush. Yeah, he's just distracted.
He needs to fast react. Right, there's a lot of going on here.
Oh my gosh, dude. Floki always has a house walls. Does he get the last one? Oh, and he gets the last one.
Beautiful play. Beautiful play. He's got it, right? Now he needs to protect berries.
Yeah,
he needs to get off berries.
Oh, that's
unfortunate. A little too slow.
The problem is he needs those berries. He doesn't have other food sources besides farms. And he's not...
He needs to win the micro here.
Yeah, he needs to be moving, so he's going to lose one vill. That militia's going to path away. Oh, no. That's really rough. I feel like he's not in a good spot here.
No, he's not.
But TC is going to get cleared that up, though. So
this is kind of unfortunate, right? To lose this early, this army. He lost the scout, too. So, you know what? In the end of the day, what was it, 1 Billy?
Yeah, I actually would say that it's worth it for Slothyy here.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it, yeah.
Yes, setting someone a villager behind is more important than than the resources you spend.
The good thing is, Floki has managed to hit feudal, right?
Yeah. So, and Gballah is coming now with his man-at-arms.
There it is.
Into Ragnarok space.
All right, so this is exactly what we expected, right? With these 2 infantry picks.
Yeah, and I mean, the Bulgarians, the man-at-arms, it's as soon as you click feudal, so it is a very nice instant boost that usually your opponents are not expecting. Ragnarok is now denied his berries. I think it's interesting, though, how they managed to maintain the score lead. Maybe, you know, Eco... Well, actually, no, it's because they clicked up the feudal. That's right. I forgot about that.
They managed to... They adapted well to the pressure, let's say, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah... Floki got set behind. He lost a bill, but it was 1 bill, right? Does he get these archery ranges up?
Yeah,
yes.
The archery ranges are a good response because, you know, archers against man-at-arms is gonna, chase the man-at-arms away. But he is being denied his berries right now, and that's kind of a big deal. He is getting full walls up, so very good. Now everyone in feudal, Floki, Ragnarok, Floki just kind of scouting.
Yeah, he wants to see what's going on. There's no...
Yeah, he's back. He's back on berries, so that's good. But he's already had to go on full farms.
Yeah. The good thing here is, after that man-at-arm rush, now Slothyy's going to have to readjust, right? He has skirms. He's building skirmishers, okay? And the barracks is coming up. Let's see if he follows that up with the stables. He is Lithuanians. There's still a gap, Ragnarok. There you go. Nice walling.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. Oh, giving me a little bit of a heart attack. It's crazy because, like, at the very least, like, right now Ragnarok has a ton of idle villager time. He needs just, honestly, like, just even that one archer alone is
Yeah.
going to be enough to kind of, like, force him to leave you alone. Because to chase the archer, he has to go to the TC, so...
Right.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, nothing else really going on except for this man-arms pressure. Tower going to go up on the gold is going to scare him away, but, you know, this army will at least force out a ton of idle time. He needs a gold is the problem. To build more archers is the issue, but...
Right.
So...
He's going to be able to get on it, right? So, yep, there it is.
Yeah.
The tower comes through.
Yep.
Right, so, and now the units are going to start coming out. So I think he managed to adapt well. He's not that far behind. Foki has the score lead, so I think all in all, they adjusted really well to that early man-at-arms rush.
Yeah, and Foki really needs to, for him, a big deal for him is getting into Castle Age as quickly as possible, while also surviving, because, you know, he wants to get those relics. And speaking of relics, it looks like the relics, unfortunately, are going to be, well, actually, there's 3 of them that are, yeah, they're closer to Slothyy, but they're at least close to him. One of them is close to Ragnarok, so it is possible for him to get the +4 knights. But it really is going to depend on, you know, who remembers to get them. Slothyy is only 300 food away from Castle, and if he gets a Castle, I'm sure he's going to, you know, consider, you know, building a monastery and denying those relics. Which is going to be very bad, because without the relics, Lithuanians actually have below-average knights.
Right.
Yeah, and now they have a coordinated attack coming. So man-at-arms going to go through houses decently quick, but then 2 skirms behind it. So basically just hearing what I was saying earlier. So that's why he was building those skirms. It's the synergy with the man-at-arms, because now you usually chase man-at-arms away with archers, but now there's skirms here. So that means your teammate needs to come with scouts, but, you know...
But those 2 scouts are going to go harass Slothyy here, right? So he's going to see if he can pick up villagers on the back end, right?
Yeah, and the funny thing is he's not full walled, so he could send those units around in a circle, and it'd probably work better. Ragnarok at this point is just never going to get his berries, but it's okay. Farms, I think, gather faster than berries, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and he's the closest. He's the closest here to Castle, if you look at it, right? So, so I think he's weathering the storm pretty well, and I think that if he manages to hit Castle here, he can punish. But it looks like Gballah's gonna buy with the market and get into that castle, right? And I think that's a good call.
And the other thing, though, is that, yeah, he can get to Castle probably earlier, but he needs to do something with the Castle Age, and he doesn't have stone yet. So I don't know what he does with the Castle Age, you know?
So Gballah's the first to click.
And we should see Ragnarok click now, because he's got the resources for it. He hasn't clicked yet. I think it's just he's distracted. He instead queues up a few more villagers, so no Castle Age yet. I'm going to try to micro down and win the skirm. The skirm has a hill, and there's a lot more units. And he takes the hill because Slothyy wasn't quite
he gets the pike. Nice. Brilliant.
Yep. Yeah, and wow.
Wow, he won the macro. Great trade.
Well, it looks like Slothyy and Gballah are just kind of focused elsewhere, it seems like.
Yeah, it's those scouts coming from Foki. He's harassing Slothyy as he can. The pikes come out to protect him as best he can. Here's another scout that's cleaning up the skirmishers. Yeah, very good play here.
So if you're here, but a spear's probably gonna pick up that scout.
Yeah.
So if you're Ragnarok, do you click up to Castle here?
You're on 40 villagers. You gotta click, dude. Otherwise, you're gonna be 2 behind. They're already. I mean, Gballah's a minute away, right? You need to. Yeah, I would stop. I would stop with the villies and see if I can get units out.
Yep. And we're gonna see Foki trying to go around. Maybe he finds the wood line. Nope, looks like not. He will pick up a skirm, probably.
I mean, he knows where the wood line is. He has to know that it's on the other side. It's on that walled side, so...
Yeah.
He's got to send them around.
Yeah, here we go. Scout's going around. Housewall's gonna come out from Slothyy in response, though, I think. Yep. So, damage isn't really quite done here.
Yeah.
Yet.
He can pick up farmers, though.
Yeah,
no, he
it
gets
looks like
in.
he
He
is
gets
going to
in.
go for the wood line, but doing so, he's condemning his scouts to die because there is going to be a spear right behind, so
Yeah.
he has to get a Vil pick. He gets one Vil pick, so pretty good. And some idle time. He managed to get 2 scouts out.
Uh, yeah, I think this is good, right? You keep them on their toes, you keep them distracted, you keep them looking at their base instead of looking out forward. I think that's the way to go. There's some
Yep.
man-at-arms taking the gold line, taking Floki out of his gold line, so he needs to
Oh.
get some archers or something to deal with that. Double
And
castle.
I think Gballah is actually going full longswords. He's got villagers on zone, he's sending villagers forward, and he's sending some longswords forward. I think he's going to go for for Krepos.
Yep, there's the Krepos draws,
okay.
but look, the archers are already there.
Yeah,
he's gonna
here's the
see this.
problem.
I think
Yeah,
if he micros, he can still win the versus the longswords, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Archers. The problem is those archers are +0.
He needs to go for those villagers.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's not paying attention. Now he sees it.
He could take the fight versus the longswords first and hypothetically win.
He's going for the villagers.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to be going well. All right, he's taken 3 out. 4. Oh,
This is so costly from Gballah. Oh my gosh, no. If he gets the last villager, this is costly.
Okay, so he got all but one of the villagers. Why are the skirms not attacking? They're just kind of watching these longswords.
That's weird.
They're just a little busy right now. They're on break.
Yeah.
But now the problem though is you don't have military and
the longswords killing that stone line
in your base.
Yeah.
He's gonna start building a watchtower, but I don't know if that's really the play here.
And the cams are coming out.
I think he should have probably just retreated these villagers for now. But because I don't even think he gets that watchtower up, and even if he does, their longswords they will destroy that. And so it looks like we are getting a full longsword push, and Ragnarok is going to call the GG.
Oh wow, the really man-at-arm push really just really punishing them. I guess they couldn't. Yeah, I think that's great. It's a new strategy. They weren't expecting it, and looks like. Congratulations to Slothyy and Gballah.
Yeah, congratulations to Gballah and Slothyy.
Well done. Well done coming out with man-at-arms rush.
Dude, I probably said Gbalah's name wrong. But yeah, honestly, this is the first time we saw a longsword push. Blocky is still playing, but I don't know if you stand a chance against this many longswords. So we'll see what happens here, but I think we know what's going to happen though.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Man, I am hungry again.
I'm just gonna pause here. Yeah, get the 2 out, the 0-2 here for Gballah and Slothyy.
Well, I mean, we don't know. Foki could 1v2 and win.
Well, the GG was called, so.
Well, it's called by his teammate Ragnarok. So okay, never mind. So Floki just calls it GG. So he's probably gonna resign here. And I think that's gonna be the set. And congratulations to Gballah. That's me, dude. Gballah and Slothyy for their very convincing 2-0. Yeah, and I think what happens a lot of times is you just lose so much like steam.
Right.
I think.
Yes.
After losing that first game, I think maybe they're just not in the right spot, like mental state to play game 2.
Yeah,
I think can happen, but yeah.
Yep. Momentum plays a lot. Momentum and then a state of mind plays a lot. It's a big factor into these kind of these best of series, right? So we always have to keep that in mind. All right, let's see if we can get one of them in here to talk about their victory and their strategy. So let me see.
I just messaged him, interview or not. They use like one Discord account though, is a funny thing. So.
All right.
All right, so we're moving over to forum then.
Yeah, let's go to forum. Hey, Gballah, how's it going?
Congratulations, guys. Or not.
I think
I missed them already.
Yep. Just
Someone
give
forgot
it a
to
sec.
plug in
Maybe
their
they're connecting
microphone.
or something like that. So
All right, so I'll just do the interview for them. I'll pretend to be Gballah and Slothyy. Ask me a question.
yeah, technical problems. One sec. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. So dear Faith, how did you
No,
feel? Oh
I'm
yeah, yeah.
Gballah and Slothyy. I'm
Okay,
both of them
goodbye.
at the same time.
How'd you guys? What was your strategy coming into the game?
Um, honestly, so what we really
Hello. Oh,
wanted.
hey.
Oh, there we
There
go.
he is.
I was about to start answering the questions for you guys.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear you.
yeah.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So I'm gonna just open up the interview with a question. Do you are you Gballah or Slothyy?
I am Gballah, but Slothy is right next to me. So
Okay,
we're
so
both here.
do you guys just share one Discord account? Do you guys play on just one computer at the same time?
The real strategy is picking the same color, and then we both have our own computer, but you can like both play
Uh
on the same color, which we didn't get to do for this tournament,
oh
but
my gosh,
hopefully a
I
future tournament.
actually forgot to add that. So I unironically
Yeah.
thought about adding that to the interest for next tournament because I actually thought that would be a really fun tournament idea.
I would love
Um
that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um but anyway, so on to so talking let's focus on this tournament first. So first off, congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
So we like to open up with the draft. So if
Yeah.
Juancho Pancho, you can pull up the draft.
Yep.
Um
There it is.
so how do you feel the draft went? Like what was your strategy coming into it? Did you get all the things you wanted and stuff like that?
Yeah, we got everything we wanted. We had map specific strategies, and I think we didn't miss any of them. Mayans and Sicilians were our bans because of Hideout, kind of scared of the Sicilians.
Yeah,
Right.
makes
Um,
sense.
and then we lost pretty badly to Mayans yesterday.
Okay, so that was just a traumatized pick.
Yeah, we were actually scared of Land Madness too, which is a map we felt pretty good on, or at least I was scared of it. But then we got whooped.
Yeah, we made note of that yesterday that that game was the first time that people went 2v1 onto Slothy. Um and it was on Land Madness. So Slothy had a great civ. Mongols on Land Madness is honestly
Mm-hmm.
awesome. And Matute even said, "Yeah, we were really scared when we saw that they got that. But they went 2v1 on Slothy and it seemed like it was very hard to deal with essentially. Because you can't really wall on Land Madness, you know?
Yep, and
Um,
then my build was pretty bad for that one. I didn't get archers out to help him in
right.
time, and they were just so much cleaner with getting units out.
Right. So you said you got every single map and strat you wanted. So Kumans was always a strat on Hideout then.
Yes, Cumin's
Mm-hmm.
was our hideout strat. For you saw the Arabia one.
Yep.
We were
Yeah.
excited for Socotra. We're bummed we didn't get to do this strat. It's something we'd practiced, but we had Portuguese and Persians for Socotra, and it was to be a little annoying and feudal, and then castle drop with Portuguese,
Mm-hmm.
which
Okay.
worked pretty well in the games we tried, and we were excited to do it.
Oh
Okay.
wow. Yeah.
So
Nice.
was this like Persian douche followed by Portuguese castles?
No, just Persian scouts was our plan.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so a strat that's not just like a coin toss essentially.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. And so then on Team Islands, what was the plan there?
It was this is we didn't get to do this one yesterday on our Team Islands game either because they landed us, but we had Byzantines and uh
It was Byzantines and
Saracens. Yeah, it
Saracens.
was yesterday. And that was gonna be win water and then castle drop there as well, right when we
Mm-hmm.
hit Castle Age.
Yeah.
And then just use the Byzantine fast imp to start trebbing.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you did win that one yesterday at least.
Not how we wanted, but it was a really fun game.
That was a hilarious game, total slobber
Mm-hmm.
knocker. Okay. So was there anything that they drafted or picked? Because you said you got everything, so I'm assuming the answer is most likely not. Was there anything they drafted or picked that made you guys be like, oh yeah, we're a little worried here? Or
Lithuanians, Britons, Franks, they picked all really good civs. For Arabia, I think especially, we were concerned because of Lithuanians and Britons and Franks all can just do a lot of work on that map.
yeah,
Right. Yep.
I was a little surprised to not see Franks come out on Arabia,
Mhm.
but and that game was actually kind of unfortunate. So you may not see it until the replay, but Floki actually TC'd and killed like his first boar, and then
Oh,
he took a minute to find his other one, so he was so far behind. It was
oh,
really
that's tough.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I think from there they right. Okay, so yeah, so this is where I the next question I usually ask is like, all right, so who you excited to fight next? I'm like, but none of this is it though.
Yeah, yeah. Were there any like in this series? Were there any tense moments at all? I think you guys were pretty calm and collected, and I think you guys always kind of had a game plan coming in. But I was wondering if there were any moments where you kind of like, oh wait, we need to adjust a little bit. Uh, you got any on that?
On Hideout, um, the conks were just killing everything I put out. So we had to get skirms out. And there was a second where Slothy couldn't make any skirms and he was going to the other side to fight red. So
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't like enough units, but they didn't have trebs out yet, so they weren't able to push.
Yeah.
But right there, I think when the conk army was there, we didn't really have anything to counter it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Was tough.
yeah, that's kind of the strength I feel like is once you get the mass conquistadors, like they're very good in so many situations. Um, I actually, so if you do you think though that if that game went to let's say like late Imperial, like how do you feel? Because I personally like when I saw the Civ picks, what I was imagining was so I said Slothy's probably going to 2 TC boom, and Gballah with Incas is probably going to go maybe a little aggressive just to put pressure on the other Civ so they don't interrupt Slothy's booming, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
not exactly what played out, but the 2 TC boom was there. But I said though that for me, I felt like the problem was that you guys had to win the game in like late Castle, early Imperial because theoretically, if it's still an even game by the Imperial, Magyars don't even need gold, and the Spanish get the awesome trade. Was that like a concern at all, or was it just like, no, we'll definitely, even if it goes to late game, we definitely got this.
I think we were hoping it didn't go super late game. I was pretty confident in the Eagles with all their upgradeds to do
Right.
well against the conks, but they didn't. So I maybe got a little concerned.
It's
Yeah.
funny because the Inca Eagles do have good. They have like +2 extra pierce armor,
Mhm.
right? Is what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Um,
it still was okay.
yeah, and the comps are like, well, okay, nice pierce armor, bro. We have 16 damage per hit.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean that's great. I mean, we can see like a learning in process, right? And I think really when you guys hit that, Slothy was the first one to imp, right? In Ragnarok, uh, delayed. I was like, okay, good. The trebuchets are going to come out. That's exactly what happened, right? And then the double push on both sides. So,
Yeah,
which right, that early imp by Slothy stalled his push, right? Stalled Ragnarok's push,
yeah.
right? So
It
I think.
Ragnarok got denied 2 castles, and I think
Mhm.
that right there like was very very killer. And then Slothy just on the right side. So you and Slothy stabilized the west, and then you guys ran through the east, and Floki just did not have anything to defend against that push. Clearly.
Yeah. Oh, I got a
Yeah.
question for you guys. How often do you guys practice your men at arms strategies for Arabia here?
Well, I'm actually very bad at all other strategies, so it's I think every game for me. But that was the Arabia strats we practiced.
Mm-hmm.
Slothy would do either a drush or maybe a little more pressure. With this one, he did the skirms. Definitely our most practiced
Mm-hmm.
strategy, especially with
Okay.
Bulgarians.
Yeah, honestly, it's such a good combo too, because like, yeah, because Bulgarians, you get the instant man at arms, and if there's skirms behind, like, what's your opponent going to throw out to beat it? They have to throw out scouts and archers, which
Yep.
is like so expensive,
Yep.
it's like
Yep.
impossible.
Exactly. Yep.
Um,
All
all
right.
right,
And
but
yeah, and the last question here for you guys is, who do you think is going to take the grand finals?
that's exactly what I was
Uh,
going to ask. Who do you guys think is going to take grand finals?
well, I mean, I think we're hoping for Matute and the team that beat us yesterday, just because it'll make us feel better about our loss.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That's
but
what I
they
was
felt
thinking
really
about you
good.
two the entire time. I was like, I hope they win this tournament.
They played super well against us, and their builds just seemed so clean. It was even on the Team Islands where we lost, it was or where we won, it still felt really tough.
Mm-hmm.
So they seemed great. I know Hopfe had a slightly lower sort of ranking than Matute, but he played super well yesterday too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
And we couldn't push him either, so
okay.
I think they're a great team.
So just something about the Matute Hopfe thing. So before the tournament started, Hopfe, like Matute and me were like he was talking or whatever, and he was all like, yeah, my teammate sucks. He's blah blah. He's just straight up shit talking Hotfit the entire time. He's like, basically, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna rush the enemies. I'm gonna do really well, and my teammate's gonna do nothing, and he's just gonna give up and lose and blah 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 blah. And he shit talked Hotfit the entire time. And he's like, Hotfit isn't even like ranked. You should just seed us at like 6th seed or something like that, right? Dude,
Oh, he-
Hotfit,
wow.
Hotfit is not even close to like the worst player in this tournament, like
Yeah,
at
he
all.
played very well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of the games that were won were because of Hotfit is the funny thing. Like, and the teammate
Totally.
just shit talks his teammates so hard.
And yeah, well, thank you so much, guys. Congratulations once more.
Yeah,
And
congratulations.
yeah, hopefully we get to see you guys in another tournament. And yeah, it was been a pleasure. Even losing to you guys, it was a pleasure. So yeah, you guys play a really clean game. I really enjoyed watching you guys come out with different strategies, Team Isles, Man and Arm Rush in Arabia. So yeah, congratulations, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. It was a really fun tournament. We're really glad you hosted it. This was our first tournament, and we had a
Hey,
ton of fun preparing strategies. So thank you
awesome.
guys.
Well.